Well, hello everybody. Tonight I got a reaction video, Death Battle, one of my favorite all-time channels from years and years ago. I haven't watched a Death Battle in like 2 years before this one. Today we got Maki. Is Maki gonna chop up Ruby Rose? Okay, so it's Ruby Rose versus Maki. I've seen both animes. Ruby is 9 seasons, while Soul Eater is 4 complete great seasons. Soul Eater is my 10th favorite anime of all time. I was kind of worried that Death Battle was gonna disappear because it used to belong to Rooster Teeth. After it was Screw Attack, it was Rooster Teeth, and I thought they might be gone, but it didn't happen once Rooster Teeth folded. So that's a great thing. We'll probably do more reaction videos of Death Battles because I haven't seen them in like at least 2 years, right? So it's a great series. It normally pits anime, comic book, and all kinds of characters together, and they do all kinds of math equations. They don't always get it right. I agree with like 90% of their outcomes, like the Mickey Mouse versus Yoda. I knew Mickey Mouse was stronger. This one's a lot less clear to me. Okay.
Ruby Rose versus Maka Albarn.
I like both of these characters, by the way.
Oversized gardening tools. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills.
I missed you guys.
Who would win a death battle?
I missed you a lot.
I remember when Mama Boomstick
Oh, Ruby
read me
first.
bedtime fairy tales. Stories of heroes and warnings about eating those little berries and quicksand. So much quicksand.
The Ward of Remnant is such a scary place.
Fairy tales are real.
They are.
Huntresses do battle with monstrous Grimm, and there was nothing more exciting.
By the way, it's really funny because the Ward of Remnant is everyone's based on a fairy tale character. Ruby's obviously Red Riding Hood. I believe Weiss was Cinderella because of the glass slippers and everything. And if I remember right, it's been a long time. I know Osmond is also the Wizard of Oz. I know the Wicked Witch is Salem. I'm trying to think. The Cowardly Lion was in season 5. Oh. I really liked how a lot of these characters were based on stuff. Oh, Blake is Beauty and the Beast. Because she's a cat grower. I guess that counts for Beauty and the Beast. Oh yeah, Yang Chalon. That's who I was trying to remember who she was based on. Goldilocks. That's right. Because she has a hair thing going on.
Daughter to the world-renowned huntress Summer, who disappeared. Little Red really wanted nothing more than to be a huntress.
Her dedication paid off. Admitted into Beacon Academy 2 years ahead, a premier school for huntsmen and huntresses, Ruby clearly showed prodigious talent.
Not just that, she's got the weapon geek gene just like yours truly. Ruby doesn't leave home without her trusty Crescent Rose. It may look like a high-tech scythe, and it is, but it's also a gun. Ruby made Crescent Rose herself. It's like a dance between Grim Reaper's Choice and a bolt-action sniper rifle.
A dance is fitting, as huntsmen are locked in a never-ending waltz in their battle with the Grimm.
Crescent Rose can switch between sniper and scythe at the press of a button. Ruby's an old hand at flinging and moving it exactly how she wants, despite it being, like, bigger than she is. How does she do it with those noodle arms? The girl can't even throw a punch.
Well, she might not need to, given the strength.
Well, that is a weakness Ruby has, actually. If you take away her scythe, she is very bad at hand-to-hand combat. She gets a little bit better as she gets older, but hand-to-hand combat has always been a weakness for Ruby, and it has often almost got her killed a few times. But
of her aura. All living beings in Remnant have an aura, except dark creatures like Grimm, though not all of them can utilize it in combat without extensive training. See, aura forms a barrier that blocks fatal blows.
That's not the only thing it does.
It can make weapons stronger too. When Ruby slaps a cartridge of dust into Crescent Rose, her aura lights up nature's wrath in man's hand.
Dramatic, but accurate. This dust represents the base elements of the world. Fire, electricity, ice.
I think they actually said something wrong here. You can use dust without your aura. In fact, we have seen characters that have lost their aura shield in the show and can still use dust afterwards. So no. Dust is already refined with people's aura already when it comes packaged. Like, if I had no aura training, but I had Ruby's sniper scythe, then I would be able to use Thunder. It's a very weak Thunder, but I can still use it. Alright.
Wind, anti-gravity. Does that last one count?
Rule of cool, Wiz. She's got the eyes of a hawk, and when she shoots you with dust, a bullet wound's the last thing you'll be worried about. With enough of a boost, ice dust can freeze over whole mechs, and she can power up her kicks to crater military-grade steel.
A person's aura.
She did kick that thing through the ship hull one time.
On her not smart phone.
Some of that strength, though. Oh.
With flying colors. Almost right away, she was a
Some of that strength, though, when she shot the bird, she had a lot of momentum, but I don't think that was all her strength, but it could have been. Oops. Of course, I click things that I don't want to click when I'm recording.
With Weiss Schnee, Blake Belladonna, and Big Sis Yang Xiaolong. Oh, I get it.
Yang is her half sister.
Ruby.
But Ruby's hope for many years of
That's why they don't
friends
look like.
would be dashed as evil machinations spread like wildfire. And with a flash of silver light, Beacon had fallen.
Ruby's friends dead. Her school totally
Oh,
wrecked.
Pyrrha.
Her sister disarmed. All because of a lover's spat that went way too far.
Sailor
I don't want to
saw
say
the
anything,
world
but
divided,
it's okay.
And it was time to say goodbye to any happily ever after.
But Ruby wouldn't give up like that, so she set off to change the world.
Even as Crescent Rose began to feel heavier and heavier. Could she really save the world like her fairy tale heroes? All she did is what she's always done and never stopped moving forward.
Because Crescent Rose wasn't the only thing she needed. She had to improve her semblance too.
Right. While
Oh,
aura
also-
is essentially the manifestation of one's soul, the semblance is an expression of.
Okay, so, funny thing is, if you want to see the most epic food fight, type in YouTube, Ruby food fight. You will absolutely love it. I do have to say something. In my years of watching Death Battle, I've never seen a Ruby character lose. I think Blake beat Tifa. No, Blake didn't beat Tifa. Yang beat Tifa back in the day, and I loved that Death Battle. And I agree with the winner on that. But Blake fought Mikusa, and I think Blake won that as well. Mikusa from Attack on Titan. I guess I kind of agree with that. They're both well trained, and Mikusa is human after all. She can be fast using, the killing Titan gear, but I think Blake wins that easily. So, we'll have to see what they say for Maka, but I lean Ruby a little bit in this, and it depends what they'll say about Silver Eyes and everything, because Maka has her semblance with Soul, and then Soul has that like dark entity where he plays the piano, and she gets stronger. If they classify that as a negative emotion, then I could see Ruby winning. If not, Ruby doesn't win. And the only thing that worries me about Death Battle is they have been biased towards Ruby. And I'm not saying any of the battles with Ruby that I've seen so far I would change the answer to, but they used to work for the company that produced Ruby. So I feel like they do glaze Ruby a little bit. But again, I can't really point out anything that they've done wrong in any of the death battles. So we'll see going forward what this looks like.
Basically, it's a superpower farmed by Aura, and Ruby's got super speed.
She does.
A teleport?
It's her.
What is she doing exactly?
Close.
It's kind of so Petal Burst, if I remember correctly. She breaks up into molecules and she can phase through things, kind of like the Flash can when he concentrates. She is super fast, like a blink of eye. She's pitted against, in Season 8, if I remember, she's pitted against a character that's super fast as well. It's like a well-trained person that works for the General, Hare, or I think her name's Hare or something. But she has super speed, just super speed, and Ruby totally outclassed her. So Ruby has like super speed. All right.
This is Petal Burst,
Ah, there we go. They were just gonna talk about it.
Ruby can rocket from one point to another.
Oh, here's the food fight.
By literally bursting into petals.
No.
Sort of. According to Best Robo Girl Penny, Ruby's semblance is extremely complex and variable. It involves breaking her body down to its molecular components before zooming off in complex paths, negating the laws of mass entirely.
AKA Super Speed Plus. And Nora is best girl. Ruby's petal burst is so quick she can make flying missiles look completely still.
True, she's kind of like Sonic.
Or a breadstick.
And her normal speed is nothing to laugh at, too.
Hard time, and they've dodged actual lightning.
She's faster than Blake, who could keep up with the most cringe faunus of all, Adam Taurus.
Well, he did draw his sword fast enough to parry an...
I'm not gonna lie, the whole Adam thing, I'm still sour about. Adam gets defeated in, well, I don't want to ruin... Well, if you're watching this, we're ruining it anyway. He gets defeated in Season 6, and the way he gets defeated is stupid and terrible, and Ruby became a political show versus just the fun show it was. I miss Monty Orm. The show was better with him. It really was. Alright.
Actual particle beam. In real life, such a beam is created by accelerating charged particles to just under light speed.
So, that's impressive.
With such a powerful ability, Ruby could safely shine her smile for years, even as she carried the fate of Remnant across the world. To her friends, she was a beacon of hope.
A beacon, because her school was Beacon.
Superpower, her silver eyes.
Okay, so it's gonna come into play here. So we'll see. We'll see if they categorize.
Just a wink and blam. Sayonara, Dragon of Darkness.
But Ruby's skills didn't falter after her time at Beacon. As she journeyed across Remnant, she leveled up to compete with all sorts of powerful magic and mechanized foes. Her team could even match the Ace Ops, an elite squad of longtime professional huntsmen.
Oh, those were the people I was talking about. What?
Speed Semblance was totally outclassed by Petal Burst and Vine, whose aura was strong enough to contain a bomb that was about to decimate the whole city of
Yep,
Mantle.
that's what I was talking about, guys.
Pretty powerful auras.
Though it's important to
Yane's
remember,
aura
Ruby
is
only
the best power.
17 years old. The weight of being a leader, a
In my
savior,
opinion.
and a huntress like her mother would get heavier and heavier and heavier.
She got over it. Look at her go!
Taking Crescent Rose firmly in hand and sending a message of unity to the rest of the world. Ruby had finally left the fairy tale behind, taking one more step toward the day we've waited for.
When are we getting Season 10? And is it gonna be better?
Sponsored by Prize Picks.
We all...
Alright, let's... Okay. I need to, like, be more careful about that.
It's good to be right.
Alright, let's see what they say.
From meeting for coffee?
A
Alright.
sound soul dwells within a sound
Ah, yes.
and a
Soul.
sound body.
But all the unjust evil souls of this world are on the Disney Fast Pass to becoming a Kishin.
Destructive gods mutated from good-natured souls. A Kishin could plunge the world into chaos.
By the way, in case they don't go over it, I don't know, but a Kishin is a soul that's tainted, like they say, but they're tainted by, like, fear. And Kishins turn into be these powerful entities that can destroy this world. It makes a lot more sense when you know about the prequel Fire Force. I'm not a Fire Force fan by any way. I like Soul Eater even before Fire Force. But Fire Force goes into a little bit more of this. Like, the word that Soul Eater revolves around is a word that's actually been flipped upside down by somebody, which I don't want to give away Fire Force. But, yeah. And flipped upside down in, according to the story, a good way versus what it was before. Soul Resonance is linked to spontaneous combustion, by the way, in Fire Force, and Soul Eater. Like, it's very linked. All right.
Chaos and madness. If only someone could stop them.
Bing bong, it's the DWMA. Welcome.
By the way, when I say it's linked, I know exactly how it's linked. I just don't want to say it in case someone wants to watch Fire Force. And it's not fair for me to do that spoiler, but I know exactly how it's linked. Okay. All right.
To Death Weapon Meister Academy, where death rules. Literally, his name is Death.
Here, Lord Death tasks humans to become spiritually talented meisters of demon weapons.
AKA people
True.
who are also a weapon. No, really, they transform into weapons. Guns, ninja stars, hammers, you name it. A Meister weapon
That's
bear kills and
Chewbacca.
consumes lost souls to keep the Kishin away. Jack the Ripper? More like Jack
Tsubaki.
And so, the demon weapon
If I remember her
Soul
name
was
right.
paired with
The
the
Soul.
beautiful rising star, Maka Albarn.
Talk about your classic teacher's pet. The
They're
kid
not wrong
leaves
about
an
that.
apple on the desk and goes, "Teacher, you forgot to give us homework." And then we jump him.
As
P.S. Dr. Stein is best character in this. Okay.
if Soul's any better, a weapon who's too concerned with being cool to do any real work.
Hey, Soul's not just any demon weapon. He's a scythe. And he's got his sights on upgrading to the highest level of Death Scythe.
Which would be a high honor. And lucky for Soul, Maka always aims high.
With that common goal, Maka and Soul formed the Dream Team. All they needed was 99 Kishin eggs and the soul of a witch. Easy, right?
Maybe, since Maka is a
Easy. The very first episode, they screwed that up. Yeah, it's really funny.
extraordinarily perceptive at spotting and examining souls. She can detect spiritual presences from millions of yards away and can discern its nature, stability, and emotions.
Time for class then. The two trained hard, but their styles kinda weird. Okay, so Maka guides Soul in the direction she wants to go, but Soul, the scythe, does all the actual movements himself.
Yeah, so this is a lot like Star Wars, actually, and I will go ahead and connect the dots on this. If you know a lot about Star Wars, basically Jedis are supposed to learn the movements or the forms. There's 7 forms of lightsaber combat, and why are these forms special? The Jedi is supposed to learn the movements of these forms from whatever practitioner they want. We'll use Obi-Wan, for example. He is the best at Form 3, but not because... So when he goes into an actual fight, he lets the Force guide him. So the Force is actually guiding where his blade goes, while his body is already used to the movements. Like, his muscles are trained to do those movements, but the Force is, like, guiding his hand. It's the same way for this.
Maka's the Meister, Soul's the weapon.
Like conductor and instrumentalist, a Meister weapon pair cannot work in harmony without total cooperation.
Too bad the
I don't think I ever got that. Meister and that's why they're called Meister. Oh, that's interesting. I like that perspective. I didn't even think about that. Like, she's conducting him.
their teamwork sucked. They fumbled the easiest chance for Death Scythe status.
Yep, that's true.
Maka
First
did
episode.
not get in tune with Soul's wavelength. She was skilled, sure, more skilled than most.
Keyword most. There were plenty of rivals showing her up, like Blackstar and Tsubaki.
Really puts a damper on the straight A's when this show off.
I hate Blackstar as a character. Now, he got better as the series went, but he gives me a migraine every time I hear him yell or whatever. Blackstar has some really cool powers, and he gets really useful later on, but at the beginning, he's the worst. And Tsubaki is fantastic. I love every moment. She balances him out in a way that I don't know. Blackstar might have made me quit the show. Like, that's how much I despised him. But Tsubaki made it better, and Blackstar does get better later on. But for the first 2 seasons, it's awful.
Is doing better than you.
It was up to Maka and Soul to improve their teamwork through soul resonance.
What I said about wavelength wasn't metaphorical. Rather, wavelengths are the means with which Meister and weapon draw strength through each
True.
other. Think of 2 wavelengths as different emotional amplitudes that must merge at one alignment.
If the Meister's the guitar and the weapon's the amp, then they create a feedback loop to increase its frequency. That's soul resonance.
Soul resonance creates a telepathic link and surges their strength and speed.
And preps them for cool scythe moves like the Witch Hunt Slash, a big energy strike that puts the L in evil.
As the name implies, it works especially well against witches and other evil creatures. It's not exclusive or anything.
It's actually really deadly against evil because of Maka's rare anti-demon wavelengths. Basically, being a goody little two-shoes gets her the power of purity or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't help her against Ruby, who is pretty pure. Wavelengths. I'm trying to think if they're missing anything. I don't think so yet. Yeah, most of Maki is a lot stronger than Ruby, but most of Maki's attacks are like directed for witches or Kishin, or like the Kishin Hunter, the Witch Hunter moves. Those are specifically towards those evil entities. However, it does have some destructive power otherwise. So
Maka and Soul were becoming a synchronized unit, though one would sometimes need to rein in the other's idiotic habits.
that made them a
The
good
other
team
guys
overall.
gotta stop their annoying overthinking, Wiz.
But everything changed after a unique
Ooh, the Black
encounter
Blood.
with Krona.
This is where I think the Silver Eyes could come into play, and Maki wouldn't have a defense for the Silver Eyes if they utilize it. The Black Blood is negative, and the Silver Eyes freezes negative. Like, the Silver Eyes froze a Grim for like ever in Ruby, if you know the giant black dragon Grim that just hangs over Beacon now. But yeah, I think that could give Ruby the win.
Nearly killed Soul.
Now Soul had an ogre pal in his head.
You can choose to raid the caravan, or you can choose to guard it. This is a game where slaying monsters are not the only way to grow stronger.
Wait
All
for
right.
him to swing on over and play the piano. Yep, Soul got infected with black blood.
Black blood was specially brewed as a weaponizable blood. It hardens and strengthens its user's body inside and out, increasing their physical ability. They can even block blades with their bare skin.
Too bad it comes with a little side effect of madness with a capital M.
A force of fear and sadness all living things possess, which threatens to ruin the world.
So it was kind of a big deal that Maka was bummed by how she got Soul in a jam. But thanks to Soul, she got over it and even welcomed in their new little ogre buddy.
Now when Soul plays his grand piano, their soul resonance sings even louder through the black blood.
Giving Maka all the perks of black blood too, even the crazy parts. Bet you didn't expect that, Krona.
But evil saw their plans through. The Kishin Asura had arrived. Madness was spreading everywhere.
So Maka and Soul had to lock in and upgrade their witch hunt to the even stronger demon hunt slash. They went on even more missions to reach souls with classmates like Blackstar, and that guy outran his own shadow.
Perhaps the most obvious evidence ever of faster than light speeds, and Maka could finally keep up with him.
Here they-
That's what they're gonna use to compare against Ruby's speed or Pedal Bliss. I still think Pedal Bliss is faster, thus she can dissolve her molecules. She just can't keep it up for as long, but as you watch Ruby, she keeps it up for longer and longer. So, let's see. Maki's base speed is faster than Ruby's base speed. I would say that.
With her fight with the demon tool Gopher, who could obliterate whole mountains, and you've got one hell of an ass kicker.
And yet, Maka's relationship with Soul still faltered. Soul was the real star here. Even other Meisters were trying to take him as a weapon, away from Maka.
I mean, he literally moves himself, so Maka couldn't help but wonder if she was holding him back all along.
But Soul said the truth. In all of their missions, their teamwork was the key to their victory. An orchestral performance is only as good as the one conducting. And so, their wavelengths played in harmony, and Maka donned a dress of black blood.
It's an armor literally made of blood, and it lets Maka fly around and shoot out her soul as an epic sound wave.
This is what they're gonna use
Soul
to.
discovered he could hack souls.
This isn't a bad thing either. This is what they're gonna use to try to counter Ruby's aura. I'm sure, because now they have armor too. I think I'm going with Team Maki. Although the Silver Eyes, I don't think Maki has a defense for that.
And directly transmit Maka's anti-demon wavelengths, basically shutting their enemy completely down through Soul Adagio.
And they finally achieved Death Scythe. The dream's here, baby.
So when Krona's own black blood reached its final stage, Maka and Soul flew to the moon. A moon small and unassuming, but so dense it has the same mass as the planet itself. The very world's sanity was at stake.
Krona might have gone insane, but Maka still reached out to their new friend's soul until the Kishin showed up to ruin everything. Come on, Asura, they're having a moment here. Timing, bro.
In what would be Maka's final exam, Maka, Soul, and all of their friends faced off against the Kishi.
They haven't mentioned Death the Kid once, not really.
Maka pulled her weight and perfected her teamwork with Soul. Their wavelengths were pitch perfect.
Asura did everything he could to separate them, crater them into the moon, punch holes in Maka's chest, tamper their souls with madness, and each time...
I forgot that he punched her into the moon. Did that happen in Fire Force or did that happen in Soul Eater? I forgot about the moon punching. I don't remember that, but if that's the case, that takes everything that Ruby has out except for the silver eyes. It's looking like Team Maki.
They successfully realigned their wavelengths.
Until they kicked his ass with one final upgrade, the Kishin Hunt Slash. Maka!
Again, all these hunt slashes would do less against Ruby, but...
Because a sound soul dwells within a sound mind and body. So should you feel overwhelmed by evil's roars, just write 42 42 564 whenever you want to knock on death's door.
Wow.
Congratulations
Man.
to us.
Oh, look at that. I guess we'll let them do the little up thing because this is a commercial for them and they deserve all the credit for doing some great battles and everything. How should I put this? I think I'm going with Maki, but I wouldn't be surprised if I lose due to the silver eyes. If Maki gets hit with the silver eyes, there's no defense. It depends if they call the black blood negative or not, and I don't know if they will or not. If the black blood isn't a negative emotion according to them, then the silver eyes do nothing. If it is, then Maki is frozen forever till Ruby just, goes over there and finishes the job. So we'll have to see. But I'm going with Team Maki. Soul Eater is my 10th favorite anime of all time. And even though I don't remember the moon crushing that well, I might have to go rewatch it. But I remember all 4 seasons very, very well. I even have an original painting that I'm looking at right now, which actually, I've been a Soul Eater fan for a long, long time. 4 seasons, and I do highly recommend it. It's 4 seasons, and it's 4 really complete seasons. Other than I think there's only a few fillers, if I remember, and they all involve Excalibur. So it's not one that you have to skip a lot of fillers for.
Battle is episode 200.
Well, yeah, it's a big deal, so we've got a big discount on our website to
I remember the bubbles. I remember Death fighting Ashura and losing due to Death the Kid being held as a hostage. I remember Maki, Black Star, and Death the Kid taking with their weapons, taking on Ashura, and there was like a moon-like bubble structure. I just don't think that was the actual moon, but I could be wrong. It's been a long time.
That's www.
I read the manga and watched the anime for this. But again, it's been a long time.
Not on YouTube, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes goodies. And if you sign up today, you can use our code DB200 to get 20% off.
You can only grab this discount in the next 2 weeks, so use code DB200 to get 20% off your
Next 2 weeks. We're like right here, 8 days ago. The code's still active.
website membership as soon as you can.
Where else are you gonna find such absolute cinema? No, really, we made an absolute cinema desk mat that's on the store. It's cool as fuck.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Team Maki.
Time for a scythe battle!
I have been wrong on these before, by the way. I don't always agree with their logic. I thought it was really great that they stuck with Superman over Goku and just doubled down. And I thought that was really good on integrity on their part. But when they did linking, one of the reasons I stopped watching Death Battle for a long time was the second fight between Link and Cloud, which I thought they just caved to the pressure, and that integrity that they built over the years kind of fell through with me. I know the reasoning because I did a lot of research into reasoning because I was like, I can't believe they did that, and I still don't agree with it. No. Okay, but anyway, I'll talk about that sometime later. I have forgiven them. That's why we're watching it.
This is so not cool.
Harbor Freight tools keep
Commercials happen at the worst times.
better durability.
Oh, come on, Soul. Our
Oh, she looks... Let's restart. She looks really cool.
Official. This is
Let's see what Soul looks like.
Oh, come on, Soul. Our target
Ooh,
should
I
be
like
here,
it.
so try helping out. Hi! Who you looking for?
I didn't see Soul that well. Oh, Ruby. Okay, this scares me a little bit because Ruby's voice actor, I believe, is here, and I all the characters from Ruby are voiced by the voice actors and actresses because Ruby and Screw Attack or Death Battle used to work for the same company, Rooster Teeth. So I'm sure they are able to get the voice actors and actresses, but like I said, I've never seen Ruby lose, and I could see scenarios that Ruby wins. Okay, I could see scenarios. But I do think Maki is more powerful. I do think Maki is not as fast as Ruby, but I do think she's close enough that that she could survive a few petal bursts. But again, Ruby has the aura protecting her. Depends on if Maki can break that aura or something, because she can see souls. But of course, these people are not even in the same universe. So would Giorgio break Ruby's aura, or would it not affect Ruby's aura? I don't know what Death Battle is going to do. I know that they'll probably try something like that since they brought it up, but maybe they don't bring it up. So sometimes in Death Battle, when they bring up something, it's never seen in the battle. So we'll just have to see if they do it. I like how Soul looks right here. He looks really cool. But I do think Maki wins 8 times out of 10.
Little Red Riding Hood, your humanity has strayed from its just path, and the Shinigami has called you. Your boyfriend turns into a scythe.
The Shinigami has called you. I don't remember Maki ever saying that. Shinigami as in death, probably she's talking about. But that's cool. We're gonna go back here. Okay, I'm gonna try not to pause.
So not cool.
Oh, come on, Soul. Our target should be here, so try helping out. Hi! Who you looking for? Little Red Riding Hood, your humanity has strayed from its just path, and the Shinigami has called you. Your boyfriend turns into a scythe. Oh, that's so cool.
They should date.
Soul is ours.
So they think she's a Kishin. Ruby would be the last person to be a Kishin.
I like my soul, thanks.
Ruby is better with a scythe, but it's 2 against 1, and Soul and her are a perfect team now at their best.
Slow for my Meister.
You haven't seen anything yet. Focus. She's quick, but we can handle it.
Let's go, Soul.
I think Maki actually gets hit right there. I don't think she's fast enough to block all those during Petal Burst. Ruby's too fast for that. Okay. I like this so far. Maki in her base form would not survive that hit. Like, Maki took a scythe to the face in her base form. I don't think so. Okay, so we got Black Dress. We'll see if they
helping out?
Relax.
So he is going to use the Dodgeo on it. Ruby might be in trouble right now. I really like this. Death Battle gets better and better with the animation.
I'm Ruby Rose, and I am a huntress.
Carne asada is back.
What?
Crafted just for you.
What?
Nobody does carne asada like
What?
With Prime Big
Okay,
Deal,
this isn't my fault right here.
this
What?
is a deal away.
So,
Oh, he was about to use the Dodgeo right there.
I'm Ruby Rose, and I am a huntress.
so Adagio.
Yep, there we go. Oh, and they used it and it worked.
Ruby!
Okay, here's the Silver Eyes.
The wavelengths. Damn it, she's. Stay strong, Maka. You got this.
Okay, so does the Silver Eyes not affect her then?
A simple, honest soul. Ruby Rose, huh?
Okay, Maki won, but let's hear what they say about it.
Hey, it's not often you get to see scythe on scythe action.
So
like that.
if the Silver Eyes didn't work,
Four
then we
categories
got
that
it.
best represent
Okay.
this matchup. First, strength.
Maki,
Super
for sure.
Ruby's strength way higher than you'd think, like kicking this Grim through steel. But Maka's soul resonance could match Gopher, who destroyed mountains.
Now, Team Ruby did defeat Vine, whose aura contained a bomb that could have wiped out a city.
Adding up their flight speed and how far Harriet said they'd have to fly to avoid the blast, that's a 366 kiloton bomb.
It's possible Ruby's own aura possesses a similar level of, say, energy strength, though her semblance obviously can't replicate what Vine did.
Black Blood Maka got blasted by Asura into the moon. Yeah, it's small, but its mass is the same as...
Yeah, okay, I remember that now. I didn't realize it was a moon.
Over 5 billion times higher than Vine.
So, Maka takes strength.
Yeah.
but Speed
Okay, speed. Speed is interesting, okay? Ruby at Petal Burst, I think, is faster than Maki, but I think Maki in base form is faster than Ruby.
Cut. Ruby's a fast little gal. Maka kept up with Blackstar, faster than Shadows and whatnot. But as they improved their skills, Ruby and her friends could outspeed Atom.
Who blocked a particle beam. Though given the distance and time to react, Atom moved about 42% the speed of light. Not quite faster than your own Shadow territory. Still, Ruby's Petal Burst has become far faster than this over time, and clearly gives more than a 2-time speed increase on top of that 42%, making her well past light speed.
Definitely enough to take on Harriet, who was all about speed. Angry speed.
This isn't to say Maka couldn't keep up thanks to Soul Resonance, but Petal Burst makes this comparison close enough to call it a tie.
Okay, I think that's okay.
Come on, Wiz. Call it what it really is. It's Scythery.
That's not a word.
Maka's Scythery was
Scythery.
for her. As a Meister, she was mostly a guide.
It's easy to assume that Ruby's Scythery was superior. She's entirely self-sufficient at dancing with her weapon.
Soul's own control is still a factor here, but it doesn't change that Ruby's been swinging that thing for way longer than Maka.
Okay, I kind of agree with that.
In the bag.
Perhaps this edge would be enough for Ruby to avoid Maka's far greater strength if she had the better power.
That's what I was saying though, is Maka would have to land a hit on Ruby for her to win. But okay, so we're gonna talk the powers. This is gonna make or break. We'll see what they say about Silver Eyes.
So Aura's really cool. Barriers, healing, superpowers,
Yep.
and so on. But it's got one big weakness.
It is a finite resource that
True.
is required for all of Ruby's powers.
Petal Burst, activating dust, even powering up Crescent.
Okay,
Rose,
okay.
Juicing some aura.
I disagree with that a little bit. When Crow and the Scorpion guy, and I forget his name, fought and they both lost their auras, they still had super speed and they were still both using inhuman strength. No, I do not. So when you lose your aura, you lose your shield. You don't lose access to everything else. I don't think that's how it works, but I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I watched Ruby, but I don't think that's how it works.
It's gone. Ruby's totally vulnerable.
And there's a second key factor regarding Aura. It is specifically a manifestation of Ruby's soul.
Correct.
Maka's powers are all about taking on souls. Maka has
True.
lots of ways to break through Ruby's aura, like Soul Adagio.
And since Maka is exceptionally gifted at examining souls, she could definitely figure out how Aura works.
But
True.
plot twist, what about Ruby's silver eyes?
Okay, here we go.
Her anti-Grim eye beam?
This is to make or
Turns
break
out
it.
They were actually her best secret weapon.
The negative power of Grim is quite similar to Madness wavelengths.
That's what I was
Power
thinking.
Black blood. Since anti-demon wavelengths can cancel out black blood, the silver eyes should achieve a similar effect.
But Maka and Soul's whole story is about reaching that perfect soul resonance. Asura tried every way in the book and more to separate their wavelengths.
What does that have to do with the silver
How
eyes?
much stronger he is than Ruby. Maka takes powers.
Okay, so this is a hole, and I'm gonna say this is a hole. So the silver eyes affects Maka. Maka cannot move, okay? It doesn't matter how much the souls are together. And remember, I'm a Soul Eater fan, and I am a Ruby fan, but I'm a Soul Eater fan more. I like Soul Eater way more than Ruby, but I do enjoy Ruby. Before the politics. Yeah, Rooster Teeth, before the politics. Yeah, you shouldn't have made Ruby political. You should have kept it as a really cool story that everyone could enjoy. But you just couldn't do that. Okay. So anyway, like I was saying, there's a problem here. The eye power has nothing to do with your soul or achieving soul resonance because Grims do not have souls. They are literally a group that comes from the ground and become monsters. All right? That Salem makes, all right? The Grims do not have souls or living souls. So therefore, why would the eye power have anything to do with the souls at all? Does it provide some kind of resistance? I think that's stretching. I really do. I think if the fight goes and Ruby gets her eye power on Maki during Black Dress form, I think Ruby wins if she can break Maki's defense. Because Maki cannot move, and Maki will not be able to move. Ruby could literally walk away if she wanted to. But yeah, they didn't explain how Maki is able to resist the silver eyes, and I don't think she could. If you're gonna equate the madness power to negative emotion that Ruby can stop, that doesn't happen. Especially, we're not even at the end of Ruby, and the silver eyes will just get stronger. But even at their current form, it's not going to be a thing. Maki would lose if the silver eyes got off before Maki got a hit. But I did say I do think me and them agree with the winner on this. So I do think that Ruby has a chance to win if Ruby takes off her head before she gets into black dress mode. But Ruby has never shown to be cutthroat like that, so.
He didn't stand a semblance of a chance and bit the dust.
The winners are Maka Albarn and Soul Evans.
Wait, his name is Soul Evans?
It is.
Time on.
That's a good point. All right. Overall, I like it. I think there's a big hole with the silver eyes. I truly do think so. All right. Well, if you watched the whole video, please leave a like. Remember, this is Death Battle. I would definitely recommend subscribing to their channel. All right. See you next time.